Hi there, welcome to Coming Home. I am your host, Dr. Onalee. It is my intention to help you fully leave the narcissist, come home to yourself, and to begin to prepare for your soulmate. I went ahead and went live on Instagram at Dr. Onalee, and I was sharing about why he discarded you. I was sharing a little bit about how he's just not that into you. But I have a beautiful spin on this, so I want to bring you some relief and I want to bring you some comfort. He wasn't into you because if he was, he would have stayed and he would have chosen you and he would have committed to you. He would not be ghosting you. He would not be treating you like an option. Where I think that's not that supportive is where we leave it at that. There's that movie, he's just not that into you. And people would say, or even my mother sometimes would say, he's just not the right man for you. He's just not into you. And that kind of stung and that kind of hurt because then I would go into, well, why? Why won't he see me? Why doesn't he choose me? Why won't he pick me? What's not good enough about me? Is somebody else better? What's so good about them? And I would spiral into insecurity of why this person was not that into me. So my spin on it is he's just not that into you. And it's not because you're not good enough. I had a client call today, a new client ish was coming to me, and she's still struggling with the fact that this person seemed to have lost interest. He's not wanting to see her as much. And in the beginning, he was. And he seems to not really care if he sees her again. And she has to be the one to keep asking, when are we going to see each other? And so the healing I'm helping her with, which I figured would be really helpful to you as well, is that I asked her, tell me, what were the red flags in this relationship? This person was condescending. They were rude. They said something harsh. And then I closed off. And then we had a horrible evening. This person wasn't even good in bed. This person wasn't even that funny, that cool. But what happens is when we hang on too long, past the expiration date, because a lot of relationships are meant to end. It's very rare that you have a lifelong relationship, only a handful of people. Relationships are meant to learn the lessons, to go up in frequency, have your soul evolve, remember more of who you are, and then the time is done. What happens though is when the time is done, based on when somebody starts showing you who they really are and all of the red flags, a lot of us, if we're still operating out of insecurity and low self worth and old wounds that haven't closed themselves since childhood, we hang on for dear life. And instead of being like, this relationship isn't fully a match of what I want, we go into our own insecurity and we wonder, well, why did they stop calling me? Why don't they want to be with me? They used to want to be with me. Now they don't want to be with me. And we spiral into this insecurity, making it all about us not being good enough. What good does this do? I know it's our natural default, but I want to be one of the leaders on the planet to help us break out of this. Why can't it be that this person wasn't a match? Whether there's a reason or not, why can't that be enough? Why does it have to be that you're not good enough or somebody else is better? So, what I'm helping this client with is to see how this person actually wasn't even what she was looking for. How she doesn't want to be with somebody who's harsh to her. She doesn't want to be with somebody who treats her like an option. She doesn't even think he's good in bed. And so the work here for any of my clients, a lot of my clients have gone through this. I've gone through this. The work here is to actually take a look at when you knew that this person wasn't right. They're not even someone you're fully attracted to. Why do you hold on for dear life and continue the relationship? And what I've come to discover is we have this need, this desire that overrides logic that wants to be chosen and picked and special. But the problem is we're looking for it outside of ourselves. And then we're really looking for it from somebody who's not even capable of it. We are wanting this love from somebody who keeps showing us they're emotionally unavailable. They're physically unavailable. They're not even the person that you've been praying for. But because our ego gets involved, we feel we need them to see us. We need them to choose us. And so the healing here, and this is step one of the Woman in Power work, if you're in that or if you want to join that, is where you recognize your power in this situation. Your power in this situation is that you're not even fully attracted to this person. They're not even who you fully want. So if they're rejecting you, shouldn't that be a good thing? Even though it hurts and it's painful, but shouldn't it be good? Because they're not even what you want. We want to just change the brain. We want to have better thoughts that are more empowering instead of, why doesn't he like me? Why did he stop? Da 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 da. We want to stop that chatter. We want to stop that spiral, and we want to go upwards and think empowering thoughts of, you know what? Although it hurts to not fully feel chosen and he won't commit to me or he's not texting me as much, thank you for this protection, because if I'm honest with myself, he's not even who and what I'm that attracted to. So we always want to bring it back to us. That is our power. Our power is seeing our lack of attraction within somebody. And the more that you're able to be rejected, the more that you're going to be open and available for the kind of relationship you actually do want, because you don't fear rejection so much and you don't take it so personally. So you will aim higher. There's so much that goes into this, but I just want to reassure you that if somebody's ghosting you, they cheated on you, they're not choosing you, they're not committing to you, they leave, they come back, they leave, they come back. It is not because you're not good enough. It's that they're not a match. And that it's going to be up to you to access the courage and the confidence until God, the universe, will actually do that for you. In my case, when my partner moved out on me with no warning, 2 weeks before he did that, I was the one freaking out going, why am I in this relationship? Why am I even with you? 2 weeks later, the dude moves out. Universe, God moved him out. I could sit there and feel like a victim and say he's such a pussy and such a coward. But you know what? That's discrediting my power. That's discrediting my higher power, who did for me what I couldn't do for myself, who made the decision for me. And so I had dated people after that who there wasn't always necessarily a problem. I just simply wasn't fully attracted to them. And I've learned my lesson that if I don't break it off when I know it's not right for me, once I've given it enough time, and I'm sure of that, then if I don't break it off, God's going to break it off for me. And it's usually going to be really painful. So I had to stop learning through pain, stop learning through cheating, stop learning through abandonment. But that's what most of us keep repeating. And so I want to help you to stop needing to have these dramatic exits of men for you to come home to yourself and realize you're worth it, you're good enough, and they simply just weren't a match. I stayed in a 4-year situationship with somebody who would not choose me and commit to me. He would always come back to me and he'd always want to be with me, but he didn't want to lock me down, if you will. And so I had an idea of him, a vision of him, a picture of him, of who he was in the beginning. And I held on to that for dear life, hoping eventually he'll get back to that. And eventually we'll be together. Eventually it will work. Eventually he'll wake up. Eventually he'll be ready. All these things. And I let 4.5 years of my life pass by, hoping for something that wasn't even scheduled to come. I could sit here and say, I must not be beautiful enough. I must not have been good enough in bed. Somebody else must be better, because if not, he would have chosen me and committed to me. I can sit here and say he clearly wasn't that into me or enough to be with me or choose me. But what if God was working through him to not even fully desire and attract me? Because if he did, then I would have ended up with a person who was so not my match. I wouldn't be available for my amazing partner. Somebody who wants to be with me, wants to talk to me, loves me, chooses me, pursues me, all these things. Had I gotten my way with the one who I wanted to choose me and stop ghosting me and finally commit to me, that was my will, and my will never works. So when I stopped taking it so personal, because clearly I wasn't that bad, he kept coming back, I would close the door, he'd be the one to keep coming back year after year, month after month. But I started to see it as God worked through him to not fully have the desire to choose and pursue me. So who am I to make God wrong? God's the one working through people anyways. So I stopped making it so much about this person's not choosing me or committing to me, and more about my higher powers protecting me, and knows more and knows the bigger picture and knows who's a much better match for me. So my invitation is to try on a new set of beliefs, a new perspective, to zoom out and stop spiraling in insecurity and start stepping into self-worth and protection. And stop overly thinking that you are the one that messed it up and that's why they stopped desiring you and choosing you. Because that's what keeps us all stuck in narcissistic and avoidant cycles. That is the thing that will keep you stuck year after year after year. When you can actually get to the point of acceptance that this is a narcissistic or an avoidant person, or at the very least an unhealthy person for me, whether it matters if you label them or diagnose them or whatever, when you can be honest with yourself and say they're not right for me, then I don't need to take it so personally and hold on for dear life and think that I messed it up, I did it wrong, I wasn't enough. I just simply go and say, for whatever reason, I wasn't the one that they wanted to choose. And that is okay. I'm not going to keep making them so wrong for it and want them to see me and choose me and pick me. And they'll be sorry one day and they're going to have to pay for it. And they're going to end up in a horrible relationship and wish for the rest of their life that they're with me. Don't even have to go there. Just be done with it. Make peace with it. And I promise you, on the other side can be your soulmate, can be your healthy, happy partner. But there's not much availability or energetic capacity for them to come into your life when you're entertaining the wrong person. So I had to learn, once I knew something was incorrect for me, to either A, break it off, or B, not even get into that situation. So this is all of my work, all of my deepest healing, my processes, my support, my wisdom, everything. It's all packed into the Woman Empower program. You can join it at any time. It is self-study. It is modules, journal prompts. It is a Facebook group. It is whatever I feel called to put in there. You get lifetime access, instant access, all the things. There's two other options though. You can get 6 30-minute one-to-one sessions that you can use within 3 months to help deepen the work and have my actual personalized support. Or you could do 3 whole months with me of a 30-minute weekly call, unlimited in between tech support as well. So at the time of this recording, there is a code where you can get a discount on it. The code percentage is going to change. So if you're wanting to do it and you want to get the best percentage, I invite you to just act on it if it feels like a hell yes for you. I opened up more room for one-on-one. I usually don't have that much room, but I have a lot more availability right now. So if you've been wanting the opportunity to work with me one-on-one, to allow me to support you and guide you as a projector in human design, it would be my honor. And as always, you can start with a 1-hour session with me, and then we can see, is that our completion of our time together, or are we going to go deeper? Are we going to go further? So I'm going to list those options below. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful you said yes to yourself. I'm grateful that you took the time to listen to this. It is my intention that you heal, that you come home to yourself and you completely shift all of the times you've been discarded or rejected in your life. And I know that you feeling in love and happy is 100% possible. And I would love to be a part of your